So let me take a stab at this one. You get a lot of your venison ground up and just straight burger, which is fine. It's a good way to do it, but there's a better way to do it. Have you ever had venison chorizo? Venison chorizo? It's pretty good and it's pretty simple. Chorizo has a really neat history. It came from Spain over into South America back in the 1500s, and then it's made its way up through Mexico into the United States since then. And it's typically made with pork, but if you treat the meat correctly, it turns out fantastic with venison. So here's what you're gonna need.
Starting off, you're going to need a lot of garlic, and this is for a 20-pound batch, so keep that in mind. If you make a smaller batch, you won't need as much. But here, we're going to need 22 to 26 cloves of garlic. So peel it and mash it and then chop it. And don't worry about chopping it too small, because ultimately it will be going in a meat grinder. Once all the garlic is chopped, add it to the bowl. Next, it's time to add spices. Start with 3/4 cup of kosher salt. Next, add 1/2 cup of dried oregano. Then 1/2 cup of cumin. Followed by 1/4 cup of cayenne pepper, but if you like it spicier, feel free to add more. Now add 3/4 cup of Ancho chili seasoning. Next, add 1/2 cup of ground black pepper. Lastly, 1/2 cup of chili powder. And then stir until thoroughly combined. Now it's time to grind, starting with the fat so it lubes the piping. And for food safety reasons, it's important to keep the meat and the fat cold. It should be just annoying to keep your hands in the mixture. And in case you're wondering, this first grind is with a 10mm grinding plate. Once the first grind is complete, spread it all evenly out approximately 1 to 1.5 inches thick, and then lay on the spice. And then once all the spices have been added, mix it up. And once again, the meat should be just cold enough that as you're doing this, it's almost annoying on your hands. But that means it's safe, so keep on going. Once mixed, moved into a pile off to the side. Change the 10mm grinding plate to a 4.5mm grinding plate. And as you see here, I put the first little bit of the grind back into the pile. That's because this was sitting in the grinder. It hasn't been seasoned yet. So put it back, give it some seasoning, and then grind it. Once the grind is complete, it's time to store it in the freezer. Using a method of your choice, I personally like vacuum sealer bags, but ultimately, it's up to you. And since there's no need for me to keep talking about this sausage, I won't.